Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this special broadcast presentation from the Digital Music Memorial Concert Series, our NewFound Festival Gala. Before I introduce the festival, I of course want to, as we do always, provide a land acknowledgement. So we respectfully acknowledge the territory in which we gather, the territory upon which Memorial University School of Music is situated, as the ancestral homelands of the Beothuk, and the island of Newfoundland as the ancestral homelands of the Mi'kmaq Beothuk. We would also like to recognize the Inuit of Nunatsiavut and Inutukavut and the Inuit Tisinan and their ancestors as the original people of Labrador. We strive for respectful relationships with all the peoples of this province as we search for collective healing and true reconciliation and honor this beautiful land together. So as I said, tonight we have the gala concert for the NewFound Festival. This is a festival that happens here in the School of Music every year, a wonderful initiative, and this is actually the 18th year for this festival. Incredible. I actually remember when it was founded because I was an undergraduate student at that time, so it's wonderful to see this festival continue and grow over all these years. As the name suggests, NewFound, it is a festival really dedicated to new music. And it's new music in kind of two senses. One, it's new music in the sense that music has been composed recently. So new composers that are, if we put it this way, still alive. And of course, improvisational music and so on. But it's also about newfound music and presenting music of underrepresented composers, for example, from marginalized or racialized groups for whom we don't know their music as well as we should. And you'll certainly experience some of those pieces this evening, particularly pieces by African-American composers, and we're really wonderfully happy to be providing more diverse programming here at the NewFound Festival this year and across the School of Music's curriculum and concerts and so on. So to help me out this evening, I actually have a guest, which is Shelby Marshall. Shelby's sitting here next to me, and Shelby, well, 6 feet apart from me. Shelby is a Master of Music student here, completing actually in her last semester, so pretty soon I'll be able to congratulate you on having completed a Master of Music degree, with a Master of Music degree in Instrumental Conducting, and Shelby's on the festival committee, and she'll be walking us through the program as we go through it. So once again, I want to welcome you all here. We're delighted to have you, and I'm going to turn it over to Shelby to introduce the first piece.
Thank you, Dr. Sutherland. Thank you all for coming to view the NewFound Festival Gala. Our first performer is Dr. Jillian Shepard, who's an alumna of the Masters of Music program, same program that I'm doing here at Memorial. She's an active performer and pedagogue here in St. John's and has given presentations and conferences across North America and the UK. She also works at Memorial at the Faculty of Business Administration, teaching social enterprise. She'll be performing Rapid Fire, a piece by American composer Jennifer Higdon that was written to portray the violence of cities. It was commissioned by flutist Peter Brown and is dedicated to his memory.
That was Rapid Fire by Jennifer Higdon, performed by Dr. Gillian Shepherd, a very powerful piece about violence in cities and death, and quite a tour de force for a flautist as well. And I hope you really enjoyed that. Next up, we have our very own Shelby Marshall here. So a piece called The Great Firewall by Lucas Oikel. And as I said before, Shelby is a Master of Music Instrumental Conducting student here. And Shelby, why don't you tell us about this piece and what you've been doing with it?
Sure. It's been very exciting to work on this piece. The composer, Lucas Oikel, and I both received our Bachelor of Music and Compositions from Acadia. And we're both from Nova Scotia originally. He lives in Japan now. And he wrote Firewall as sort of a reflection on censorship in China. The firewall refers to the Great Firewall of China, sort of the barrier of censorship that surrounds the Chinese internet, and is based on his own experiences visiting and living in Shanghai.
Wow, fantastic. Well, we look forward to hearing it.
Thanks.
Congratulations, Shelby. What a fantastic performance.
Thank you.
What a beautiful piece.
I really like
So
it.
you went to university with did your undergraduate degree with the composer?
Yeah, he graduated my first year, so
Okay.
I managed to see the premiere of that piece on his recital, which was really cool.
Great. And now you're conducting it yourself.
Yeah. it's really
Fantastic.
exciting.
And the ensemble were all students or alumni of the school, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. I really enjoyed it. And next up, I think we've got Florian Höfner performing.
Yeah, we have Florian Höfner, a professor here at a memorial. And he'll be playing two short pieces by two African-American jazz performers and composers. Will be playing Panoptica by Thelonious Monk and Infant Eyes by Wayne Shorter.
Excellent. Here's Florian Höfner. So there you have it, Florian Höfner, pianist and composer, with works by Thelonious Monk and, gosh, I've forgotten what the second one was. Thank you, Wayne Shorter. Pete Stammers with the save over there. I really hope you enjoyed that. Wonderful to hear those works, and do check out the work of Thelonious Monk and Wayne Shorter if you're not familiar with them. And I'm going to toss it back to Shelby who do we have next, Shelby?
Next up, we have Memorial's own Dr. Jane Leibel performing with Dr. Ian Sutherland. And you both be performing a piece by Leslie Adams, another African-American composer, called For You There Is No Song, and as well as a piece by Florence B. Price, who was noted as the first African-American woman to be recognized as a symphonic composer and the first to have a composition played by a major orchestra. We'll be playing her piece, Night.
Oh
So I hope you enjoyed those two works by Leslie Adams and Florence Price. And I'd really encourage you to look up those composers if you're not familiar with them. Wonderful, wonderful works, and find recordings of them, take a listen to them. They're really great composers to explore and ones that we should really know much more about. So Shelby, who's next? Next
up, we have Daniel Orr, who's going to be performing a piece by Dr. Staniland. Orr is a postdoctoral fellow with the International Institute for Critical Studies and Improvisation here at Memorial University, and Andrew Staniland is our composition professor here. And Daniel Orr is going to be playing a movement from his piece Inventions, written this year, titled Ghosts. And it is a quiet and slow exploration of timbre and color that focuses on air sounds, valve noise, and breath. And the electronics feature an important voice from the past, a ghost, as it were, from Staniland's early days as an electroacoustic composer.
Great. Welcome, Danny Orr, to your screens. So that was Dr. Danny Orr, one of our postdoctoral fellows here at the School of Music, with Ghosts by one of our faculty members, of course, Dr. Andrew Staniland, who no doubt many of you know and have heard his music many times. Wonderful performance. Recorded there in the Electroacoustic Research Lab, so really kind of cool to be able to see the computer equipment and stuff in the background as well. So we're almost at the end of the show. What's the last piece?
Our last piece is Kaleidoscope by Bill Brennan. Bill is a assistant professor of instrumental conducting here at Memorial, and he's going to be performing this piece with Etienne Gendron, who's been the Newfoundland Symphony Orchestra's assistant principal percussionist since 2017, along with Rob Power, who's an active musician here in St. John's, and also principal percussionist with Newfoundland Symphony Orchestra, and an associate professor here at MUN.
Exactly, yeah. So welcome Bill Brennan, Rob Power, and Etienne Gendron with Kaleidoscope, composed by Bill Brennan. Rounding off the 18th NewFound Festival Gala concert, Kaleidoscope by Bill Brennan with Bill and Rob Power and Etienne Gendron. Fantastic piece. Really enjoyed hearing that for the first time. Wonderful, wonderful work. So I hope you've enjoyed this show, the Gala concert for the NewFound Festival. I'd remind you that tomorrow there's another performance. It's a co-production with the Sound Symposium at 7:30, so join us for that one as well. It's going to be featuring our keynote and guest artists of the NewFound Festival for this year, so 7:30 tomorrow night. But now, before we finish off tonight, I do believe that we have our very last, this is a very important announcement, everyone, our very last installation of where, when, or maybe who in the world is Joe Argentino. I understand that Chief Annie Corrigan is on fire, so let's check in with her.
Who in the world is Joe Argentino?
Gumshoes! The final act in our search for Joe Argentino is upon us. Perhaps Joe has not actually been lost, but rather, perhaps Joe has finally found himself by turning his face away from the garish light of day, turning his mind from the cold, unfeeling dawn and...
Chief?
Fine. Here's what we know about who in the world Joe Argentino is. The Paris Opera House, the Palais Garnier, has reported sightings of a super creepy character lurking around the theater. They say he's especially fond of chromatic descending diatonic chords. Stagehands have told us Joe has this thing for one of the chorus members, and when she didn't get the lead role in Il Muto, he threw a temper tantrum and dropped the chandelier. Strangest of all, Joe seems to be spending his time pulling a gondola around the underground lake beneath the building. He's even coerced his chorus member friend to join him down there a couple of times. Wait, is that Christine? Or is it Stevis Christ Superstar? This is getting confusing. We want to know whether or not you know who in the world Joe Argentino is. Email music@mun.ca with your guess. That's all we ask of you. If you're right, you'll be entered into our fabulous drawing to win a concert pass to the Winter 2021 Music at Mun Concert Series, a Memorial University hoodie, a trophy, and a ride in Joe's little boat. This is it, Gumshoes. Submit your guesses. It's all up to you now. Scene.
Who in the world is Joe Argentino?
I didn't even know that there was a lake underneath the building. This is all news to me. So students, send in your responses to who in the world this time is Joe Argentino. And we want to especially thank Chief Annie Corrigan for all of her punny presentations throughout the semester. And in fact, this brings us to the end of this evening and kind of the end of the Music Memorial Digital Concert Series for this fall. I said, tomorrow we've got the co-production with Sound Symposium, but this is the last time that we'll be here together. So I wanted to wish you all a wonderful remainder of the fall. Thank you all for joining throughout the semester, and wish you all the best for the holidays in case I don't see you, and to really encourage you back in January for our Digital Music at Memorial 2.0, as we might call it, series. I also want to thank Shelby for being here this evening. Wonderful to have you co-hosting, and thank you for all your work on the NewFound Festival.
It's my pleasure.
And speaking of the NewFound Festival, I want to thank the festival committee for all their work. Wonderful group of people, and particularly Florian Höfner, who you heard this evening, of course, as the chair of the festival committee this year. For the whole season for this fall semester, I also want to thank all the artists that have been involved, all the scholars, the presentations, everybody that's been on camera showing off all the wonderful things here at Music at Memorial. I also want to give a huge thanks and a huge vote of appreciation to our production team. You haven't seen them on camera, and I'm not going to ask them to come on camera, but behind the scenes, Pete Stambridge, Steve Lilly, and Chelsea Walsh have been moving mountains to bring this digital concert series to everyone. So a huge thanks. I hope you're all standing up, dancing, and clapping uproariously in your own homes for Steve and Pete and Chelsea. And of course, Chief Annie Corrigan with Where in the World is Joe Argentino. So that's it from us this evening. Again, tomorrow evening, 7:30, the co-production of the Sound Symposium. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.